Hey there, it's Donna Merrill from DonnaMerrillTribe.com. And today I have a wonderful, wonderful guest, Rebekah Radice. Now, I know some of you know her, but if you don't, she is one of the influencers, especially in social media. When it comes to social media, Rebekah is the go-to gal. She's amazing. But today I wanted to focus on influencer marketing, and Rebekah is an influencer, okay? Everybody's scrambling and asking me, what is influencer marketing? How do I do it? How do I find people? What do I do? And it's all about making relationships. It's all about that. And it's funny because Rebekah, an influencer, I was on Post Planner, and she's seen me, and we go back a while. We kind of crisscross our paths lots of times, and she connected with me, and we talked, and here she is. So without further ado, say hi, Rebekah.
Hello, Donna. How are you?
Awesome. Doing great. I'm going to pick your brain a bit. Now, I know that like on Twitter especially, it goes so quickly, and I've used some tools, and I didn't like them because it says this is the tool, and I don't want to name the names of the, it's like, This is coming from XYZ company, and Donna says, and that kind of leaves me with a very cold feeling. I like to like manually do things because I love people, and when it comes to influencers, now I'm using Post Planner for 10 days or 2 weeks or so, whatever. And I already made good friends with two people on Twitter, and I have, on Twitter, my experience on Twitter is a disaster because I don't use it much. But I started using it, and within 2 days, or 2 weeks, I've become like BFFs with some influencers. Let's talk about Post Planner. How does it work?
Well, first of all, that's fantastic, just to hear that you've had success in such a short amount of time. And I love that you're seeing the value in finding that perfect balance, I think is what you're talking about, between automation and personally being active and involved and creating those relationships. And so Post Planner is a tool that helps anybody, whether you're a business, you're an entrepreneur, a brand, or an agency, and it helps you get predictable results on social media. So basically, what happens is we go out there and we look across the web at all of this popular content that everybody is sharing. And we take that and we run that through our algorithm, and we determine, based off of how popular it was, whether it had a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of shares, just the virality of that post itself. We're predicting how well that's going to perform for you and your audience. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of your efforts in finding great content, every single day.
Exactly. Yeah, because that's really hard to do. What I like about it is I was on it this morning because it's my new toy, but it's not a toy. It's a toy that works without batteries. That's the way I see it. It's not a shiny object, because at first, when you get something new, it's like, but this is not a shiny object, and I want to tell my audience that it's a useful tool. And I was on it today, and it was like, okay, let's see what I can share from other people. And there's so many different things on there. There's marketing, there's news, there's quotes, there's so much to share, because you don't want to always share business stuff. You want to share other people's content. You want to share fun stuff. You want to, and this kind of attracts people too. And so I'm seeing that working very well in a very short time.
Yeah, that's terrific. And that's really the way it should be. The idea behind the tool is to free up your time, to give you that ability to go in, schedule out any of your content. I know you're a blogger. That's how we connected. And, so be able to consistently share your own evergreen content, but also find that proven content. So you don't have to think about or worry about how your content is going to perform. All you have to do is go in and respond to people. You know, maybe they've thanked you for that piece of content, or maybe they've reached out to you or asked you a question. And now all of a sudden you can kind of breathe a sigh of relief because you're not getting up every day thinking, oh my gosh, what in the world am I going to post today? You've taken care of all of that. And I know you laugh, but
I know, it's so true.
That stress. Yeah.
It's so true because, you know, I've had other programs, and I won't mention their names again, but it's like, you know, you have to, and you do the same thing. You say, okay, I'm going to post this, and that, whatever, but there's no evergreen, you know, button for it. There's no, you know, I put certain things on evergreen. I like that feature where it constantly, you know, it kind of comes out all the time. So this way, because, you know, Twitter is so fast. When we're on that platform, it's like every hour, you know, things are going quickly. So I put special things on Evergreen, so it just keeps coming up more and more. And then I share fun stuff, too, like a picture or whatever. So I don't have to worry. You know, I don't have to worry. And if I want to share something witty and I'm not in a witty mood, I could find it on there. It's really good.
That, yes. And I think you just hit on two of my favorite features. So when I started working with the team over at Post Planner, gosh, about a year and a half ago, I was using another one of those tools for many, many years that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And it was overwhelming to have to come in and get all my content in there and then reschedule it out once it posted. And with Post Planner, we have what's called a recycle button, which you just touched on, where if you do have that content, maybe you wrote 3 years ago and it's still relevant, you can just click that recycle button, and every time it posts, it drops back down to the bottom of your queue, so it can filter back up to the top and repost that out into, you know, a whole new audience, different time, different place. So that's definitely one of my favorites. And then the other one, for those less than creative days or not so witty days, as you said,
Yes.
are our status ideas. And I love, love, love our status ideas, which is tens of thousands of questions and quotes and witty, funny things that you can either just post on its own or kind of work into your own content or turn into a graphic with our Canva integration that we have right within the app. So many different ways you can use those, but to me, they're like a marketer's dream.
It is. It is. In fact, one of the influencers, again, that I've met, and this is a techie guy, okay? Now, I would have never hung out with a techie guy usually, you know. I mean, I have a lot of them I know and I love, but, and I do hang out. But one guy, out of the blue, I put something witty up, and he thought it was hysterical. So, you know, he got back to me, and he was tweeting back and forth, and before you know it, it's like, oh, you're Donna Merrill, you're that blogger. And I'm like, oh, and you're that guy, you know, before you know it, you know, we're BFFs, you know, and you know, and his people could see me, and that's what's good. I mean, the two great things I like about this is that it adds value with my followers, okay? So my followers see what I'm sharing with other people. And another one is that as we're making new friends very quickly and in many different ways. I mean, again, this is a marketer's dream because we have to think of like a whole big, I see it as like a fan, many, many ways to get people's attention. And, you know, and if I hook up with an influencer, his or her friends are going to follow me. And, you know, that's how it works. And this is very quick. And I don't have to rack my brains anymore. You know, I could share content, give content, and then, again, put funny little things, and I like those questions they have on there. I got a lot of feedback, little questions that I forgot which one I used, but, man, I got like 5 people and more followers.
It's
great.
really amazing, isn't it? Well, and
It is.
I think a lot of people think text-based posts are dead on Facebook, and they're absolutely not. And that's what we're talking about here is just using little questions like, if you weren't on Facebook right now, what would you be doing? Just
Yes.
simple little things that I think anybody can relate to. And I am always blown away by the amount of interaction. I come back to my Facebook page, and I'm like, holy cow, I have all of these people I need to respond to. So yeah, it's
Exactly.
really cool.
I know, and things that you
Yeah.
never really think of, because we could think so
Right.
much and our brains can carry us so far, but then we have this tool that helps us, get a little further in the conversations and, attract different types of people and different types of, attraction. And that's what I like. I love it. It's fun. It's, I'm actually having fun with it because I know when I used to go on to, I love social media, but Twitter was something that's a love-hate with me. And I would dread to go on there to say thank you and dread to go on. I mean, I would share everybody's posts on there, but, across the board. But then it was like, now I have to say thank you. Now I have to do this and that. Now I have to come up with something clever.
Uh-huh.
But just
That's funny. Yeah.
it's all there. It's all there. And it's like, oh, I could put the latest news and then I could put a funny picture and then I could, put my blog post. That recycles. And, that's one of the features that I did. And it's really weird, Rebekah. I did this about 4 days ago. I recycled a very old blog that got a lot of attention. And I just figured, let me recycle it. I'm getting more and more people come to that old blog and the comments. It's like, I have to keep up.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and absolutely. That's definitely a part of it. As you increase your engagement, there's hopefully a lot more interaction, but that does take more thought as far as setting aside some time to come in and interact with people. But I always tell, especially small business owners and entrepreneurs where, time is money, spend 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes in the evening before you sign off and just get back in there, get back into Facebook, get back into Twitter. Take a look at your mentions, take a look at your notifications, see who has replied or responded or asked a question, and just boom, 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 go through those and respond, reach out to people. And I think that, again, is the real beauty in a tool like this, where it's freeing you up to feel more creative because you're not weighed down by the stress of, I've got to go find more content. I've got to keep up. I can't. I just don't have enough time.
Like,
exactly.
I do it. But what I do like about it is that now I can like the influencers I follow, it's sort of like, in high school when we want to hang out with the cool kids, and we don't know them that well. And it's all about engagement and getting to know one another. And through this, I can, quickly, instead of reading a blog post or doing, I could use Twitter or Facebook with influencers in my niche to make friends with them and to share their content with my followers. And then even, then maybe ask them to, do a guest post or whatever, but get to know them. So it's a very quick and easy way to get to know people on various platforms. And that's what I like about it the most.
Yeah. Well, and I love to hear that because, unlike some other tools that are just really posting or scheduling tools, Post Planner was built for engagement. We like to think of, the fact that as you sign up for Twitter, we're basically giving you access to a team of data scientists that are back there looking at content for you, determining what's the best content for your audience, and then serving that up to you in a way that makes it easy for you to do exactly that, to share valuable content with your audience that hits the mark every time, that they totally appreciate, and start to create conversations around, saying, thanks so much, Donna, for that awesome content, or, looking at you as that resource for that particular type of content. And that's the idea as well, is to let you create your own influence in whatever space that's in.
Exactly. And that's what, got me so excited with this. And I was like, and it's quick and easy, because I'm on other social platforms and that takes a little time. And, I'm good with time management. I've been at it a long time. So I, take 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there. And, and then I came to Post Planner and it opened up a whole new idea for me, a whole new world. And I said, okay, I can include Twitter and spend a little more time in Facebook because I'm on other platforms too. So it gives you that time that we need. I mean, I had a VA at one time just to handle my Twitter account, which didn't work out well.
Oh, wow.
She wasn't, I was doing all the work. She was pushing buttons. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not working well, and I love engagement and engagement works. And I know that in marketing, people buy people. So, the more we engage one-to-one with each other, the better we are doing. But I like the recycle because people could see it, so we don't miss a beat. And that's what I love.
Yeah.
So it's great. Any last words you could tell my peeps here?
Well, I think I don't know how I can top yours. Engagement is really where it's at, and especially for somebody like you that has just years and years of awesome content. Why not give that a second life, just like you did with your recent blog post, where I think too often we're so busy running out and finding new content, we forget about all this great content we've created or written throughout the years that we can just consistently get back out there in front of a whole new audience. And I think when you do that, when you give yourself that gift of just pushing that recycle button and allowing that content to get out there, all of a sudden you just naturally start to attract the right group of people, which turns into growth, which turns into, opportunities for your business. Just so many different wonderful things come out of that. And I think this comes back to what you and I have talked about, in the past, Donna, which is automation and moderation, and that smart marketers, smart business people use automation to support the growth of their business, and they do it very strategically, and that's exactly what Post Planner is created for.
It is, and that's what I like about it. And, it has, using it, it has my voice in it. So it doesn't have somebody else's voice to get mine, and that's why I like it, because I can put something up and it's from me, it's not from some other automated thing, so it's more personalized, the engagement, and that's the best feature, I say, and the recycling, fantastic. So thank you so much, Rebekah, for spending some time with us today, and I'll kick this out to all my peeps, and I'm sure they're going to benefit by this. So thank you.
Thank you.